Hey, it's welcome back to Crazy Dad's Garage. Let's try something a little different here for kicks and giggles. It's going to be another old tool restoration here. This is an old screwdriver that I've had in my collection of tools. I don't know where it came from or anything else, but obviously at least the style is old. I don't see any identifying marks or dates on it or anything like that, but anyway, I am going to go to work on this thing, see if I can get it looking nice and neat and new. It's really not in too bad of shape. The tip is actually still fairly square and fairly sharp, so we should be in good shape there. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to clean this up and get it back to a functional condition. I've got several old tools like this in my collection. I think I'll just do several videos with them over time and put together a collection of them. So let's see what happens on the first step. I'm not going to go through the detail by detail piece here and have you watch the whole thing of me doing it, but I will start through the process and show you what I've gotten done. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get on my wire wheel here and clean as much of the rust off of it as I can without getting in there and harming the wood. I think I'm going to try to hang on to these wood pieces. They're still in good shape. I'll just clean them up and smooth them up and put some new finish on them. So there we go. I'll clean the rust off of it and come back and show you what we're going to do next. Alright, there we go. After a good session on the wire wheel, got the bulk of the rust cleaned off of it. As we can see, it's still quite pitted there, and I suspect that was supposed to be smooth. Even if it wasn't supposed to be, I'm going to smooth it up with a file and take it from there. I don't know if I'll get it all the way. It looks like maybe that was kind of just a cast section of it, or forged or whatever, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and especially the flat machine surfaces, and we'll work on it with our file and see how that comes out. Alright, with just a little bit of file work there, we've discovered that those machine surfaces sure weren't flat, but we're taking the high spots down off of it, and I'm going to keep going here, and it won't be too much longer. We'll have that perfectly smoothed out to where it's supposed to be, and it'll end up looking like these edges, which were high around the outside edges too, but as we took them down they smoothed right up and turned into some nice pretty steel there. So I'm going to keep going with the file and get that smoothed up, and I'll be back and show you the end result there. Oh yeah, looky there. Got all of those dips out of there, cleaned up, and really happy with the way that turned out. Now we'll get a roll over and finish off that side. Get it smoothed up so it looks like that too. Alright, here we go. And there we have the other side. And that went down almost to perfection. There is a little tiny spot right here. Come on, focus camera. I don't know if we're going to get it to focus there. A little tiny divot right there that I'm going to leave because it's deep enough that I'm going to have to take a lot of the metal off in order to get it to work. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, so, but anyway, the rest of it's all nice and pretty there. Now I'm going to work on this ridge right here and come up and over that metal part of the handle, and then we'll start cleaning up the handle around it. So as I'm looking at it, as I'm working on it here, I'm quite sure that this rough finish on here is the way it came from their factory. That's an as cast or as forged look to it. So I'm going to leave it that way. I think I've got all the rust off of it, so we should be good there. I might touch it up just a scad with the file, but we'll clean it up and come back and show you how we get as we go along, how far we get. Alrighty. Pressing forward here. Lots of elbow grease going into this puppy and a lot of filing going on. working up a sweat just doing it, but that's okay. That's part of the fun of it. So we got it smoothed all the way up to the top of the handle there. Now I got to start working on that top piece, and as you can see, the wood was actually hanging over the metal just a little bit, so we're reshaping it as we go, and we'll come back and show you how that end looks now that once we get it cleaned up. So you can see now it's got a lot of roughness in it, but we will work that out of it gradually as we go around there. Okay, there we go. Got that done. It turned out pretty nice and clean there. We got the thing had obviously been hammered on quite a bit, or used the handle of it used for a hammer, because it was pretty dinged up, but all of it filed out pretty easily. And now I think what I'll try to do is hit it with the wire wheel and see if that kind of smooths it up just a little bit more. That should be, well, I was going to say that was all the filing I've got to do, but we still need to do this area right here, and I'm going to have to get a smaller file to do that because my big one won't work there. And then these, I wish these would pound out. They probably would, but I don't want to take the chance of messing with them. So I'm going to leave them in there, but I'll probably file these ends of them up here to smooth them off a little bit. So we'll touch up those. We'll smooth this part right at the base of the handle up there, and then I'll probably hit it with the wire wheel and be back here and show you the end result of that. So there we go. Went ahead and did that. Got this area here cleaned up, kind of touched up the rivets, especially on the other side right there. And then I hit the whole thing with the wire wheel, and it actually really did smooth it up quite a bit. I'm not going to go to the extreme of polishing this because that's not the way it was from the factory. In fact, I doubt if it was even this good. But that kind of takes care of really what I'm going to do with the metalwork. I did take my file, and the final thing that I did was square off the very end here. You won't be able to focus on that probably, but got that so that we can, actually the thing could be used, although I have no intentions of ever doing that. I'm just going to put it in a toolbox and call it good. Now I'll take some sandpaper and we'll sand up the wood, and I'll probably put some oil on there. In fact, I don't really have anything that's the right type of oil, so I'll probably just use some motor oil on it. That will simulate the patina that it would have gotten from rolling around in my toolbox under normal circumstances. But I'm going to go sand that down and get it ready, and then I'll show you there after we've sanded it. Yeah, check it out. That's after a session with some, I think, 220 grit sandpaper. It might have been 320, I didn't look, but cleaned up really nice. One of the things here that I'm definitely going to do is leave some of the patina marks in it, because that shows, for one thing, that it's been used, that these are the original pieces of wood on the handle. And besides that, in order to sand those marks out of there, I'd have had to really distort the shape of the handle. So we got her there. Just came out nice. Uncovered a couple little patina spots there, and then I got this little knot right down here by the rivet that showed up, and that'll look kind of cool when we get some finish on it. So that's the next thing. I'm going to go down and look in the shop and see what I have for finish options, and like I said, if I don't have something that I think will look really good on it, I'll just take some motor oil and soak it in motor oil, and that will preserve the steel and keep it from rusting too. But I'll go get that done, and then we'll show you the final finished product. But I'm really pleased this is coming out. It's turned out to be a really fun little project. It's taken me maybe 2 hours to do it, probably at tops. but it's working out really great. So we'll be back in a minute. I really like this. I think it turned out great. Since I'm always forgetting to take my before and after shots, I brought this old pipe wrench in to put up next to it because the screwdriver had about the same wear and tear and rust on it as this thing did. And that's what we've turned it into. I really liking the way this turned out as far as an antique tool collection goes. It just, you can see that it's a old tool that's been used, got some miles on it and probably abused quite a bit, but we've cleaned it up, we've turned it into something where all the surfaces are nice and smooth like they originally were, in fact maybe even better. And I'm just amazed the condition that that tip was in even before we started. Somebody had not abused this. Of course, it's a great big flathead screwdriver, which you really don't use much. You typically wear out your smaller ones a lot more often. But anyway, it's turned out really good. Handle's looking fantastic, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to add that to my antique tool collection. Sad thing is I just gave away a whole bunch of that kind of stuff because I moved here recently and I didn't want to pack it down with me because I didn't have a place to put it. But I think I'll go ahead and restore some other things. Maybe this pipe wrench here will be next, and then at some point in time I'll make me up an antique looking toolbox to keep all of the stuff in and try to get it to where it looks like it's an old abused one like the tools are. I think that'll make a nice fun collector set. So there you go. Just another fun thing that we get to do here at the Crazy Dad Garage. It's all about having fun without spending a lot of money, working on cars and messing around with the things that happen in your shop. So there you go. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll talk to you again on another episode.